A'udzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi irzuqni ilma. Allama aril haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'a wa aril batila batilan warzuqna ijtinaba wa tawakkal ala wa kafa billahi wakila. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanallahil azim. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, la ilaha illallah. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, walillahil hamd. To understand the different names of Allah is to understand Allah through his different names, is to be able to see ourselves in a giant mirror through different parts of the mirror, and each mirror will reflect back to us a reality about ourselves, an awareness about ourselves. And that awareness may either be rooted in what we most love about ourselves, what we most desire about ourselves, what we most want to reach for, what we most want to root within ourselves, or it may bring our awareness to the fears that we're holding, to the limiting beliefs that we're holding about who we are, and what forgiveness feels like, what expansion feels like, what our journey can feel like, and all the veil that we may have developed on our heart through the experience of being a human. So understanding names of Allah is a self-reflection. And each name brings a deeper understanding of what it means for me specifically, for each individual, not as a big picture, not as a collective, but for me individually. What does it mean for me to step more fully onto the path that I have chosen for myself? By I mean the Allah part of me. So each name of Allah helps us individualize, helps us own, helps us develop a personal, intimate relationship with our Rabb, who is the magnificent owner of all universes, and also Alimu Bizat Sadur, the one who knows and understands and gets me deeply because he is my higher version. Starting from where we left off, which is the name of Allah, Al-Hakim. Al-Hakim is the one who has infinite wisdom. His ask is wise. When he asks us to do something in his life by presenting a circumstance in our life that we feel we may not be ready for, he knows what he's asking us to do, and he knows the why. Hakim, remember, the root word is hakama. Hakama is the one who holds things together. Hakama is referred to the lower part of the face, the jaw that holds the face up. Hakama, the one who prevents things from falling apart. Hakama, the one who prevents things from going off course, from off their original place, so that it all may come together in beauty and with ease. So whatever we feel we're facing in our life, which our ego and our mind and our senses tell us is not something that is serving us, if that circumstance is here, it is serving us. It is hikmat. And as we invoke the name of Allah, Al-Hakim, what we're also being asked to do as we apply it in our daily life is there is a hikmat with which we approach each moment in each of our relationship and each of our challenge. So what worked for us earlier may not work for us in this moment. What worked for this relationship earlier may not work for this relationship in this moment, because as energy, as the universe is always expanding, as we are always expanding through self-awareness, Hakama asks us to evolve our approach and our coming into each relationship as well, because most often we like to hang on to the earlier habits and the earlier belief systems we had and the earlier ways of showing up in relationships that we had, without truly understanding that we are not those people anymore and those relationships are not the same anymore. And so Hakama asks us to constantly evolve ourselves so that we may not go off course, so that the path will continue to unfold for us. Al-Wadud, the one who has great love and hope for you. Wud is a beautiful, intimate love. It is not a big love. It is called the heart love. Subhanallah. Al-Wadud is called the heart love, Not the big love that takes care of everything in the overarching, overseeing love. No, Ya Wadud, Al Wadud is the intimate heart love. And it's spoken of as, what do you really love in your heart and in your heart of hearts, and then in your secret heart. So the love of the secret heart, that is how Allah loves us. In his secret heart within himself, he loves the secret part of us. And subhanallah, Al Wadud allows for us to, with courage, bring up those secret parts of ourselves in our heart that we are most ashamed of, because he is the one who loves us through his secret heart. He loves our secret heart. So whatever depth of shame or guilt we may be carrying, Al-Wadud, the one who has the power to love us through it, not in spite of it, but because of it, with it, exactly as it is. Because it's an intimate love that does not tune into how we're smelling and how we're looking. It is the Al-Wadud is tuned into the secret chamber of our heart where there is nothing else except for love. And subhanallah, the root word of Al-Wadud is the peg, the wooden peg that holds the tent down. And so when we feel most untethered, when we feel most unbelonging, when we feel most on the outside, when we feel most rejected, Al-Wadud, go back to the peg that holds the tent down, which is in the secret heart of us. There is a deeper depth of our heart. Look at the sound code of Al-Wadud. Dood penetrates, pierces deep into the depths of our heart to connect with what is most secret, most loved, most intimate within ourselves through his most secret heart. It is a whisper. It is a whisper that whispers into our heart and says, it's okay. Whoever you are is okay. Because he may be the owner of all universes, but he's also the peg that holds the tent of my heart within the whole universe. This secret love of his for my secret heart is the one that actually makes the universe, makes us rooted into otherwise this chaotic universe. His love for us is what helps us stay rooted in this chaotic universe. And Al-Majid, the one of majesty and honor, Al-Majid has sublimity. This is sublime. It's an outpouring of the sublime. It is super abundant. Subhanallah, Quran refers to the Arsh or the divine essence. Arsh is not typically Asman. Arsh is the essence of Allah. So Quran refers to the Arsh or the divine essence as Majid. And what Al-Majid is a super conscious, luxurious gift, where the root word, and you'll be able to feel into it, is a camel who's been fed on such abundant green pasture land that when and as they're filling their bellies, not only are they satiating their hunger, but they're fully aware and fully in love with how deeply luxurious that feeling of fullness is. Al-Majid is a feeling of beautiful fullness. And it is, subhanAllah, the abundance, the superabundance that fills up the empty pastures of our heart. When we feel that we're walking ahead with empty spaces within ourselves, when we feel that no kind of hunger would satisfy it, no matter how much money we have, or power, or prestige, there is a gnawing feeling within ourselves, a gnawing void sometimes, or a tingling feeling, or a knowing feeling, something is missing, something is missing. That empty space can and is only filled with Al-Majid, the one who enables us to remember that in that empty pasture, the empty land within ourselves is not empty. The one that pulls up the grass blades of it from within ourselves, from what looked like parched land. He pulls up the verdant grass blades from within it and says, through Al-Majid, and says, now look, see, don't you feel a little full here in this space of your heart? Doesn't it feel right? Doesn't it feel full? Now, as we step back with the feeling of fullness of our heart back into the world, we don't want to steal or beg or ask to fill our stomachs, the stomachs of our ego, the stomachs of our heart, the stomachs of our love. We don't need others to fill it. We don't need the outside world to fill it, because we feel full. Al-Majid, and then Al-Ba'is, Al-Ba'is is the one who raises the dead, who the infuser of new life, the arouser, the resurrector, the awakener. He is the giver of life who sends light into the heart. And Al-Ba'is, which is Al-Ba'it, is also the when we say Beth is a remembrance. What is done in the Sufi Silsila, Beth is a remembrance in our awareness of who we are, where we come from. And you know what an awareness does for the human heart? It lights up the heart. It brings the dead heart back to life. So if we feel that our hearts have hardened through the vicissitudes of life, if we feel that the hearts have hardened due to the choices that we have made, it feels like as if we're not being able to receive the gentleness. It feels we're not being able to receive the softness of life. It feels as if it feels as if there is something dead within. Al-Ba'is, raise the dead, infuse it with life again, resurrect my heart, the resurrector of the heart, the resurrector of the qalb, because the resurrected heart, the resurrected qalb is the one which has an innate remembrance of the fact that there is always one, there is always their Rabb, who is going to be infusing like a drip does the essential life force and the nutrients within ourselves, so that when we show up again back in our life, we don't feel like we're moving ahead with something missing within ourselves. So Al-Majid, Al-Ba'is both have the same function, growing things within the empty spaces within ourselves, making us feel full and abundant, so that we don't end up asking or don't end up walking the earth as hungry souls anymore, but ones which are alive and are in awareness. And then with that is a shahid, a witness, subhanallah. Shahid, which is a shahadat dena. So shahid is the one who stands witness over our lives. And we've spoken about this, how when we go through some of our life circumstances, which are extremely private, and even within those circumstances, there are feelings and their emotions and their thoughts, which even our own spouses or our parents, the most intimate relationships, our children will never know of, our deepest, darkest thoughts and our deepest, darkest struggles. In intense loneliness, we feel that there is no one who is a witness to it. And if no one is a witness to it, then how else will it shift, right? Because कोई तो देख ही नहीं रहा है. जब कोई देख नहीं रहा है, जब कोई देख ही नहीं रहा है कि मेरे अंदर हो क्या रहा है, ये फीलिंग्स क्या है, तो मैं इसको इन फीलिंग्स का क्या कर, ये शिफ्ट कैसे होंगी? Only in their being understood and being seen do they shift, right? But there is one, and a shahid is there are two aspects to it. One is a shahid, there is one who is a witness, and what it enables us to do is to become the witness upon our own feelings, such that they may be able to be alchemized. Because a feeling which is not seen within ourselves by our own selves cannot be alchemized, cannot be transmuted. A healer can tell you this is what you're feeling, but unless you do not see this feeling within your own eyes, because the feeling does not just want to be witnessed by another, and that's okay, but that's not enough for that feeling. But that, because that emotion is within us, within you. If that emotion is not receiving the validation from within you, if you're not a witness upon it, it cannot move forward. It literally cannot. It will stay stagnant in that moment. A shahid, from the belief that a shahid instilled, from a knowing that, forget the belief, the knowing that a shahid gives to us is there is one who is standing witness upon the most private struggles, the ones which happen when everybody else has gone to sleep, on our pillowcases, the ones which happen in the middle of the night when nobody else is, and we wake up, the ones which happen when sitting alone in on kitchen tables or driving. So a shahid is the one who stands witness over us and enables us to stand witness over our own feelings, to be able to see our emotions and to be able to accept, because seeing is acceptance. When you validate that there is an emotion there, you mean that you accept that emotion. You're not rejecting that emotion anymore. If you're feeling shame, then we accept that fact that we're feeling it. Without that, we cannot move forward. Ash-Shahid and Al-Haq, because subhanallah, look how beautifully and intricately these are entwined. Because Ash-Shahid, the one who stands witness over us from a place of truth, because Al-Haq, of course, is the absolute truth, but feel into understand what the truth is. The truth is the absolute truth with respect to what is needed in a situation. The truth that is just, the truth that is proper, the truth that is authentic, the truth that is real. It cannot be made up. So when we remove the veils from Al-Haq, the one that enables for us to remove the veils of our heart, because as Allah is our witness, our ability to see a relationship when our heart is veiled gives us the most unbelievably non-Haq version of what that relationship feels like. Because we will continue to see what we want to see and not how it is, because there is a veil upon our heart, because there is something that we want from that relationship, something that we need from that relationship, and we need to see that relationship through the veil of our heart. Al-Haq asks us to remove that veil from the heart, because now with the veil being removed from our hearts, now when we look at a relationship, now when we look at a situation, we'll be able to see the absolute truth of it. And even if, especially when that truth hurts, Al-Haq asks you to look at it, because it says right now it's going to hurt for a little while, but I do not want you to step back onto life with this pain in your heart for another hour, yet much less another year. It's not going to happen. I don't want you to continue to walk as the carrier of pain anymore. Al-Haq, remove the veil from my heart, so that I may be able to see the truth as truth is and not how I want to see it, because it's something missing within myself that I want to fill in through this particular veil. In all instances, through all names of Allah, it all comes back to Al-Haq. In every instance, what we're asking Allah to show us is the truth of the matter, not how we want to see it, not how our ego wants to see it, but how it actually is. Al-Haq, from, again, what we call from the place of the observer, from the place of the witness again. Because then we can actually see the truth of a person or the truth of a situation in our own life. Whether that situation, and then we'd be able to move forward from that situation in a way, whether it serves us or not. Because mostly we hold on to relationships or events or situations because there is deep pain within that we don't know how to let go of. And we get so comfortable and familiar with receiving that pain from that relationship because we don't know any different. That familiar pain begins to become our comfort zone. And anything that's outside that comfort zone feels unfamiliar and feels fearful. Because it's unfamiliar, it feels fearful. So you'd see that most of us would like to hang on to painful situations, because anything that is not painful, anything that is outside that situation has fear. Al-Haq asks us to look at the truth of the situation, and then also asks us to look at whatever feels fearful outside that circle is not true. It's not fear. It's simply unfamiliar. It's not true. It asks us it enables us to see through the veil of fear as well. Al-Haq. Because when we are enabled to see through the veil of fear, whether that fear feels like, what is going to happen if I don't have this anymore? What is going to happen in the future? If I do this, then I don't know what that looks like. All these fears are fogs on our brain and in our mind. They don't have roots. They are not true. All fear is fog. And just because right now feels familiar and that does not feel familiar does not mean that that is not better for us. If the right now feels painful and that feels fearful, choose fearful, because that fear is still a veil. This pain is not a veil. You feel it, you receive it. So removing the veil of fear and removing the veil of pain to enable for us to move forward from painful situations in our life. And also when we are entering and when we are, when we have been in traumatic relationships or traumatic situations in our whole life, we begin to lose faith in ourselves. We begin to not trust ourselves. How could I have made such a horrible or a bad decision then? How can I trust myself again? Al-Haq also enables us to apply that, invoke the lens, which is Allah's lens, which is the Haq lens. It enables us to take off our tinted glasses and say, okay, you made a mistake then, now you're wearing the glasses of Haq. Now you have the faculty to be able to look at this situation, this new situation, not through the veils of pain of the past, but its real actual potential and its real actual opportunity right now. So it helps us not act from a place of fears and mistrust that we have carried and developed within ourselves from our experiences of the past. It helps us move forward with ease. That is Al-Haq, and then Al-Wakils. And subhanAllah, see how beautifully, again, look at the flow. Al-Haq, the one which helps us remove the veils from our heart. Al-Wakil, the one who is most trusted. Trust me. The one which enables us to reinstate that trust within ourselves, within our instincts. Yes, we made those decisions from a place of pain, from a place of wounding at that time. When we are aware of that wound, we can begin to reinstate that trust within ourselves. Al-Wakil, Al-Haqqul Wakil. Subhanallah, are invoked together. Al-Haq, show me truth as truth is. Al-Wakil, help me trust myself again. Help me trust you again. Because we don't realize in our religious conditioning, we suppress the fact that when we lose trust in ourselves, we also, a part of us loses trust in our creator. How could he enable for this? How could he allow for this to happen? I've been such a good person, or I'd ask for that forgiveness. Why is he not? Why did he not forgive me? How can he let that happen to me? So as we begin to lose trust in ourselves, we also, a part of us also begins to lose trust in our creator. And no matter how strongly we then, show up in namaz and do zikr, there is a sense of mistrust. I don't know. He can take it away at any time. He can just put me to trust anytime. I don't know if I can trust him. Al-Wakil. Wakala, wa, kaf, lam, which points to three meanings. And look at how consistently clear Allah Ta'ala has made what wakil is. One, the one that you appoint, like we do for a lawyer also, the one when you appoint someone to take care or manage something for you. One is the obvious meaning of wakil. The second one is the one that you're not just appointing, the one who is a guardian of your interests, the one who will fight for you, the one who will not just show up for you, they'll fight for you. They will show up for you in the court as many times as is needed and fight for you again and again, because not only are they rooting for you, they are taking the initiative and the action to stand guard over your interests, not over you, over your interests, because mostly we feel unstable in that, right? He doesn't care about what I want. He cares about what he wants. He cares about what you want. He cares most about what you want. And because he cares most about what you want, he must take away this one thing right now so that you can get what you want. He is Al-Wakil. Trust me, Allah says, as I take away things from you, because I am bringing you things which serve you the highest and in the most beautiful way. And the third one, the third quality of Al-Wakil is the one that you can rely on. Tawakkul. The one that you can rely on fully. When they ask you to do those trust exercises with your partners in your corporate team building workshops or in relational healing, where you put a blindfold over your eyes and then now your partner standing at your back, fall down, fall back. See the ease and or are you hesitating? Are you fearful? Are you just going to allow yourself to fall back, knowing that you will be caught? That is Al-Wakil. I'm going to catch you. You can fall back on me. You can fall back on me. And then it enables for us to develop those self-resources within ourselves as well, right? You can count on yourself. You can count on your instincts. You can count on your knowing. You can count on the fact that you have what it takes. You can count on the fact that you are the wakil of your own best interests. Yes, you will hear 5 million people telling you what is best for you, but in the end, you know what is best for you, especially when you invoke ya haqqul wakil together. Because sometimes what is best for us, again, is tainted by our wounds. We feel this is what we need, and therefore that would be what's best for us. But when we invoke Ya Haqqul Wakil together, it aligns us back into the absolute truth of what is best for us. The absolute truth without the veils of how we can then make a decision or step back into life from a place of rooted trust. And then Al-Qawi, the root word kaf, wow, ya, which has the Arabic connotation. And check and get this right. Al-Qawi, quwat, huh? But quwat ka jo principle hai, wo hai vigorous, potent, robust, and sufficient. So not one that tapers off, not the gush of water that comes through the tap as you first open it and then stabilizes. The constant gush of water that never tapers off. That is his quwat, the one who you're appointing as your vakil, the one you are invoking as the remover of veils from your heart. Who is he? He is Al-Qawi, the one who has a constant, robust, vigorous gush of quwat, who can come to your aid consistently, not a one-time rescue plan, not a one-time operation that you have to call in and then you ask to fend for yourself. La hawla wala quwwata. Quwwat al-qawi, in every instant, constantly, consistently, with the same robustness, with the same vigor, with the same commitment. He shows up for you again and again and again and again. And it is the same quality, Al-Qawi, that enables us, no matter how many times we fall, no matter how deep we go, we find it within ourselves to show up for ourselves when no one else will, again and again and again and again. Because we begin to realize, we begin to feel into, we begin to receive the fact that it is one who has the strength, the constant strength. We feel we've tired of it. We feel I'm tired of, I feel that in my everyday, I feel like I'm tired of taking care of myself. I feel like I'm tired of taking care of my children. I feel like I'm tired of taking care of my house, and I have to be responsible for so many things. Al-Qawi, you have it. I have it within myself. Not if or when or but, I already have that life force within myself. There is no way I will not lay upon you a burden that you cannot do right by. There is no way he will give us a trial that we do not have, or a test or a circumstance that we don't already have, that we have not already been prepared for. Not when the burden will come, or when a trial will come, or when a circumstances will come, then I will develop the resources. Yes, some heightened resources we develop through that circumstance, but that's almost like a superlative resource. That's almost like a PhD that you're doing. But if you have a master's kind of a master's degree kind of a situation in your life, we already have the skill set for the master's degree. And through the skill set, so we got the master's degree, then the master's degree situation came in our life, and through the master's degree, now we've been prepared for a PhD degree. So that by the time the PhD degree comes into our life, we already would have the PhD resources, and through the PhD resources, now will be developed for another degree, a higher degree that has yet to be. So Al-Qawi is a consistent force that reminds us that no matter how tired we feel about something that's constantly been a part of our life, and has no, what we feel, the hope of changing. For example, if we are mothers with children who have a certain situation or a life circumstance, or children, mothers, because that's a constant role. It's a lifelong, parenthood is a lifelong role. You can't opt out of it even if you're tired. And children will have a way of showing back to us, which is the hardest, the strongest part of us, again and again and again throughout their lives, right? So it's not a role we may get completely tired by it as parents, mothers or fathers, but we can't ever opt out of it. Ya Qawi enables for us to remember that we have this constant, robust, beautiful, vibrant life force within ourselves, which will never run out, and which will also not ever weaken. The gush of life force within ourselves, what it invokes consistently again and again. And Al-Mateen, the Al-Qawi is the robust power, and Al-Mateen, whose power is steadfast. It's the same as it was yesterday and will remain the same tomorrow. So Al-Qawi Al-Mateen, Al-Qawi Al-Mateen, Al-Qawi, robustness of power. Al-Mateen, consistent power, firm power. So Al-Mateen is an extension of the strength of Al-Qawi, but its focus is on the intensity. And again, the same, we feel as if things are solid right now, they might waver tomorrow. This is unwavering, unshakable, consistent strength. Al-Mateen, Al-Qawi, Al-Mateen, Al-Razaq. It is usually paired with Al-Razaq because rizq, provision, our children, our health, our intellect, our faculties, our awareness, our consciousness, everything is rizq. Our time, our words, our ability to know ourselves and to be in relationships, everything is a rizq. So Al-Qawi, Al-Mateen, Al-Razaq, subhanallah, enables for this constant life force to keep gushing through from within ourselves in a consistent, like this uninterrupted, firm way, such that it may water the bed of our rizq. Subhanallah. And then Al-Hamid. और जो बेड जिसको हम लोग वाटर कर रहे हैं, वो बेड इज एक्चुअली Al-Hamid. ऐसे समझो, because it's just the flower bed, right? So Al-Qawi is the sap that's coming up from the heart of the earth, how it's coming up towards the tree. Al-Mateen, it's coming through the roots of the earth and through the branches of me now consistently. और वो जो जमीन से आ रहा है, वो जमीन हर वक्त हमद में है. और हमद के root word hamada is what? Is to praise. But not just praise. Praise is with a deep feeling of adoration. Praise as in Subhanallah. Praise as in Nacho. The Hamd of Allah is in every aspect of His creation. The Hamd of Allah, Subhanallah, as the Sufis speak of it, the Hamd of Allah is how the tree casts its shadow on the water is its Hamd of Allah. The way every particle in this universe, subhanallah, I just saw this video yesterday where other than the music of the stars, which NASA has enabled us to, how there is no such thing as empty space because everything is always vibrating. There is a hum in the universe. So NASA calls it a hum, the music of the universe. And in the same as within, so without. The same hum, I saw this video yesterday, is the atoms, the bonds of the atoms within the molecules, depending on the thinness or the thickness of those atomic bonds. But the bonds within the atoms are vibrating at all times. And there is a sound that those bonds within the two atoms make. So at a quantum level and at the level of all universes, each aspect is forever in Hamdallah, in the depth of it and the expansionness of it. And not the Hamdallah from, they have not been asked to do the Hamdallah. They are doing the Hamdallah because they're supremely aware of who their Rabb is. And what does this enable us to do? The Hamdallah, Al-Hamid, what it enables us to do is in the surface circumstances of our life, as we pick up a glass of water, know that each particle is doing the Hamdallah. And so our act of, we say Hamdallah is zikr, the act of drinking water as each particle of water is in the Hamdallah, is doing the Hamdallah, showing up in everyday life, in small moments from a supreme consciousness of who the creator is being in the zikr of Allah, is living as a prayer. We are the Hamd of Allah. We do not even need to look at how the tree casts its shadow. Look at how our words, look at the mechanisms of our mind and the mysteries of our heart. When the two connect in a dance, how it flows as a rhythm, how it flows as music, how it flows as art, how it flows as a dance, how it flows as a naat, how it flows as a hamd. Our qalb is the hamd of Allah, the one that holds the entire hamd of Allah, which is Quran, the one which holds all universes. There's nothing in the external universe that is not within our qalb first. Our qalb, bigger and more potent than anything else. The hamd is the hamd of Allah. To live in the supreme awareness that my breath is the hamd of Allah is what Al-Hamid, and this enables as human beings, as human beings, it enables us to bring our awareness to a cry of my child if we have a newborn baby. The cry of my child, which has the ability to supremely irritate me and supremely set me off my edge, because as Allah is my witness, I have not slept in 2 or 3 nights, and I have no hope of sleeping in through 3 or 4 more nights. But the cry of my child is the hamd of Allah. Subhanallah, what a gift. What a gift where mothers are mourning the death of their children. What a gift that I have a child who cries in the house. Subhanallah, as our children fall sick, or if our children are even being rude to us, subhanallah, they're still alive. Subhanallah for the fact that they breathe. Subhanallah, there is somebody banging the door in my house. Hamdulillah, hamdulillah. Notice how being in this state of gratitude, the hamdulillah, supreme shifts the vibration of the house that we're living in and shift the vibration of our children. It's the way, for example, personally, when I shifted, subhanallah, because my daughter has not been feeling well, and I know there's another mother on the phone whose daughter's also not been feeling. My daughter has not been consistently feeling well, and I was crying, and I was like, Allah Ta'ala, a year and a half I've lived with this, bus, enough. But when I shift, I was like, okay, I want to shift away from this thing of, okay, it's been happening for 1.5 years. It is still happening. I'm stuck in a moment. What is this moment? And as I asked myself, what is the wisdom of this moment? Have we received this wisdom with ease and grace? What I began to understand, even as her behavior has been constant, her dis-ease has been constant over the past 1.5 years. Here's something wondrous and magical that's shifted within her. How she used to act from a place of pain because she used to physically hurt herself and others. Subhanallah, she has not done that in this round of pain in the past 2 weeks. So the moment I shifted my gaze away from, oh, it's the same circumstance again, I was able to receive the beauty and the wonder and the magic of how she is approaching that circumstance differently. The fact that we never give up on ourselves, no matter how constantly we've been facing the same situation and again, the fact that we find it within ourselves to come back into the same situation with a new outlook every time, even when we find ourselves caught in the same trap of self-destruction or life circumstance, we will still find, subhanallah, that is the hamd of Allah. We still find a deeper wisdom, deeper wisdom, deeper wisdom, deeper wisdom. Circumstances do not shift, but we find a deeper wisdom, and the circumstances begin to blossom into something more and something more. I can't even say good or bad. So the hamd of Allah is a constant vibration that our atoms are holding on to and are in life of. That's who they are. That's how they are. That's what they are. They're created for the hamd of Allah. And that's what this enables us to look deeper into through the Al-Hamid, deeper into the depth of the beauty, the adoration of Allah. And then from that depth, when we begin to look back up onto our circumstance, it feels you begin to receive a beauty within the same circumstance. A sunflower within the same garbage heap. Always, that's what Al-Hamid enables us to do. And Al-Muhsi, Al-Muhsi otherwise is the one who counts. Okay, the numberer. But Al-Muhsi, if we just look at it from our counting part, Al-Muhsi it's the knowledge of all things, where he has taken into account each separate item within his knowledge. So if he has a massive library shelf, each breath inhaled and exhaled, every leaf that falls, every movement of every atom is accounted for. Al-Muhsi brings our awareness to the fact that nothing is without a purpose. Nothing is random in my life. Nothing is just because it is. This pinch on my heart or this scratch on my skin is accounted for. And depending on which point on our journey we're on, the fact that it's accounted for either reassures us, that means that it's not gone in vain, it's not for nothing. In lieu of this, or through it, not even in lieu of it. Lieu of it is a victim or also a loss mentality. Through this, because this scratch is accounted for, through this scratch, through this piercing pain, what am I going to be receiving? So Al-Muhsi, one, asks us or enables for us to look at What is it? Because if this scratch is accounted for and it is here for a purpose, it's here for a reason, what am I going to be receiving through it? It keeps us in a place, in the vibration of curiosity through the pain, through the hardship, through the difficulty. It keeps us anchored to the fact that it is not purposeless. And the other one is Al-Mosi. The other aspect of Al-Mosi is because each thing is accounted for, then my presence in this world, no matter how I feel, even when I feel that I have no idea what my purpose is, the fact that I'm working here in this office in this moment, I have no idea what my life purpose is. I'm sitting here on this table, I'm having a glass of water. This moment is perfectly designed in the bigger scheme of things, perfectly designed and perfect and complete in every way. This being here in this moment is my purpose. It is perfectly accounted for. This moment is in a drawer of my Allah's library right now. And if, subhanallah, how honored is this moment? It is in the drawer of my Allah's library. That means, how can this moment be without a purpose? It means, how can this moment be useless? I feel that this moment is here for me to get there. But it's not true. The there moment is a separate drawer in his library, you see. There is no there in this moment. This moment is perfect. This moment is complete. That's all it is. It's in a beautiful, and the honor, because what do you keep in a separate, what do you keep an account of? Things which are precious to you, right? मतलब अगर एक सूखा पत्ता गिरता है और आपको कोई प्यार नहीं है सूखे पत्तों से, तो you not even notice it, much less pick it up, much less press it, put it in a book later to be kept in the drawer of सूखे पत्ते. But he is in love. He's in love with every aspect of his creation. He's in love with the सूखे पत्ते. He's in love with the सूखे part of our hearts. He's in love with our ज़बान जो नहीं जिक्र कर सकती हैं. He's in love with the hardened part of our hearts. हर एक उन्होंने एक separate drawer में रखा हुआ है. He's in love with it. But if we are carrying a vibration of shame, and we look at Al-Mosi, and that's how Allah's names are such powerful mirrors, है ना? Because when we look at Al-Mosi, her thing is accounted for. Oh my, subhanallah, that means, oh my God, what I did then, if I'm carrying the vibration of guilt, that is accounted for, and that's also in a drawer, that's also in a drawer. We have the power through Al-Mosi. We have the power to open that drawer because Al-Mosi is in the drawer of who? Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. We have the power to go to Allah Ta'ala's library, knock, knock, hello, may I enter? Yes, he's reading his book, having his, afternoon, evening, night coffee, whatever he's doing. I said, Allah Ta'ala, I need for you to please open that drawer and get rid of its contents. And Allah Ta'ala will say, all the farishtas there, please excuse me while I do this. And he will empty the drawer and get rid of his contents because he is Ya Ghaffar and Ya Ghafoor, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. So depending on if we are carrying a vibration of shame and guilt and we invoke Al-Mosi, it enables us to see where we are hiding our guilt. Because if Al-Mosi says वो मुझे मेरा वो वाला moment देख रहे हैं, तो आपको वो वाला moment आपको अपने drawer में आपने basically अपने drawer में रखा हुआ है. वो वाला आपका moment, वो guilt shame moment आपको अपने drawer में नजर, अपने library में नजर आ जाएगा. आप उस drawer को खोलो और उसे या गफार या गफूर को दे दो. Khatam kahani. And also Al-Mosi, when we have no idea as to what's going to happen in the next step of our life, Al-Mosi, which is connected to Al-Alim, the all-knowing, Al-Shaheed, the one who stands witness, Al-Khabir, the one who is all-acquainted. So Al-Mosi, I have no idea what's going to happen. From this moment feels like it has no purpose because it is it if it's only if this moment were to have a purpose, it feels it's either to make me feel like a loser or make me feel like the most guilty person or just bring a lot of pain onto me. So that's the purpose of this moment. If this is what this moment feels like, Al-Mosi, then you pair it with Al-Alim. But then, Allah Ta'ala, you are the one who has all knowledge. I don't know what purpose this moment is serving, but I know that this moment is serving a purpose because you are Al-Alim. And so, Al-Mosi, Al-Alim. Help me expand my awareness from just being hyper-focused on this drawer, on this moment of my life which holds me trapped. So, look at it is Al-Mosi keeps either helps us go into deep awareness of the beauty and the perfection of this moment if we feel like this is useless, or it helps us receive the fact if this moment is of pain, it helps us receive the fact this is a moment in the bigger moment of things. This moment has a purpose. This purpose is leading to you wherever you need to go, which is Al-Alim. In both instances, Al-Mosi is a great alchemist. And then Al-Mubdi, the one who originates, the one who initiates. And Mubdi is from the root words Ba, Hamza, which is to create, to make something new, to make something first. And usually it's paired with Al-Mu'id, the restorer. So the one who creates and the one who restores. And the connection between the two names, Subhanallah, Al-Mubdi, the one who creates and the one who restores, is, and just feel into it. At the time that we are created, Al-Mubdi from scratch, the time, which is at the time of, not of the ruh, but at the time that our ruh is put into the wombs of our mothers, within it is also written the time of our death. So at the time he infuses us with life, he is also prepared for our resurrection. Al-Mubdi, Al-Mu'id is the one who is the originator of a cycle where he will bring you to life, and then you will die, and then he will restore you to life. And also comes, helps bring our awareness to the fact, Al-Mubdi, Al-Mu'id is, Ya Allah, mera heart, for example, sakht hai. या इसमें सॉफ्टनेस नहीं है, इसमें जेंटलनेस नहीं है. आप इसके मुब्दी हो ना, अल-मुब्दी, आप इसके क्रिएटर हो, इसको रिस्टोर करो. अल-मुईद, जिसने बनाया है वो उसका ख्याल रखे. So the meaning of Al-Mu'id is it's actually, Al-Mu'id is not the one who restores. जो बनाने वाला है वही उसको restore करेगा. So the meaning of Al-Mu'id is taking something prior which has already been created and revitalizing it. And only the creator of our hearts can revitalize it. So the creator of our heart in our living life, Al-Mubdi, Al-Mu'id, Ya Mubdi, Ya Mu'id. Restore my, O creator of my heart, restore my heart. Or when we are going through a grief, when we are grieving, and grieving is a lifelong process. It is not a moment when we are grieving. When we are grieving through, if we are, depending on again who we are, if we're grieving through the whole journey of life, or we're grieving a loss, it feels like we are in loss. We are losing something continuously. It's not a one-time loss. Grieving doesn't feel like a one-time loss anyway. It feels like a loss again and again, a loss of that person or that situation, and a loss of that moment, and a loss of that memory, and a loss of that feeling, and a loss of that hope, and a lot of the desires, and a loss of the futures that we'd created together, a loss of possible futures, a loss of what could have been. There are constant losses that we are reliving through the process of grieving. And a heart which is constantly feeling a state of loss continuously is a heart that begins to leak out its essential life force. It's a tired heart. Is a heart that begins to dry out. Al-Mu'id, restore my heart. I'm losing constantly, Allah Ta'ala Ji. I'm losing. The sense of loss is what I'm living through. Restore my heart. Mend those cracks. Fill them up. Fill them in with gold or silver, whatever beautiful color that you have for my particular heart. Fill in these cracks, Al-Mu'id, so that I may be able to feel the restoration of me. Ya Mubdi, O creator of my heart. Now, fill in the cracks of my heart as well. Restore my heart as well. Because that's what we do. हाँ, अगर हमारी कोई चीज मशीन टूटती भी है, हम लोग मशीन बनाने के वाले के पास वापस लेके जाते हैं. बट यहाँ हम लोग टूटे हुए दिलों को लोगों के अंदर ढूंढ रहे हैं. लोगों के पास बैंडेड्स, एक हमारे पास है कि जैसे मोस्टली हमारे पास एक बैंडेड का बॉक्स है और एक जेंटसन या व्हाटएवर पॉलीफैक्स है, और हम लोगों के पास जा रहे हैं, मेरा दिल टूटा, आप इसको जोड़ सकते हैं, आप इसको जोड़ सकते हैं. बट वो हमारे मैन्युफैक्चरर्स नहीं है, वो हमारे बनाने वाले नहीं है. दे डोंट नो हाउ. So Al-Mubdi, Al-Mu'id enables the creator of our heart to also restore it and to renew it for us. Al-Muhi, the giver of life. Again, the same reviver. This giver of life, the one जिन्होंने हमारे अंदर रूह फूंकी है और वही सूर फूंकेंगे हुक्म देंगे सूर फूंकने का तो वो जो रूह जो है वो खत्म हो जाएगी और फिर रिवाइव करेंगे इस रूह को. Yes, that is the bigger picture of al-muhi, but the same application on the qalb. जो कल्ब इस वक्त जो सोया हुआ है, जो कल्ब इस वक्त थका हुआ है, जो कल्ब इस वक्त बंद है, वो कल्ब जिसके ऊपर पर्दे पड़े हुए हैं, वो मुर्दा कल्ब है. अभी से उसको जगाने वाले या मोही and al-mumit, again the bringer of death. And subhanallah, look at the balance of these beautiful two names of Allah. Al-Muhi, the one who, the giver of life, and then one who revives us as well. Al-Mumit, the one who brings death. So, but then here's what it is. Only the one who gives life also has the power to take it away. Now apply it on our ego. The one who gives life, who has created the qalb and the ego is on top of the qalb, also has the power to take away the desires of the ego. Go into another depth. The one who has given life, Al-Mohi, is the one who will give death to be able to bring us back to life. So Al-Mumit, the bringer of death, but what is death? It's a new beginning, the bringer of new beginnings through ego death. Subhanallah. Help me, Ya Mumit, Al-Muhi, Ya Muhi, Ya Mumit, help me release the dead parts of me and help me put to sleep things which do not serve me anymore so that the new parts of me may arise from within me. The new parts of me yearning and leaning and reaching for new beginnings. Ya Moyi, Ya Mumit, the one who gives life, the one who takes it away to bring you back to life. It's a cycle. It's not an absolute. When he takes away life, he takes it away to bring you back to life. It's a cycle. It's a cycle of renewal. Death is a cycle of renewal. It is not an absolute. And so Ya Mohi, Ya Mumit enables for us to feel into the rhythm of the circle of life and death and life and how one cannot be without the other, and helps us surrender to each moment, to each death of a moment, to each death of a circumstance, such that the new circumstance, new moment can arise from it. One must go for the other to be. Al-Hayy, Allah calls himself Al-Hayy, the ever-living, the alive. The one from whom all life arises. And again, the root word is ha, ya, which is to be living. So it is the constant, vibrant life force from which all life is always arising, has always arisen, will always arise. This constant bed of a life force, this lake, this sea, this essence through which, the essence of life through which, from which life arises. And subhanallah, Hayy is also to call, to invite, to hasten. It's an aliveness. It's not a bed of life. It is a aliveness. It is a vibrant aliveness. That sea is a vibrant aliveness from which vibrant life arises. Vibrant life arises. It is an invite. It's a call. When I am created from that, when I am created from Al-Hayy, my existence becomes a call for others to remember who they are. I am a call of, I'm an invite from Allah. I am a letter from Allah. Subhanallah. Again, Hogwarts style. A letter that reads and writes and sings and then self-destructs because that is death. Al-Hayy. I am not a static, dead form of life. I am a vibrant letter of Allah, from Allah to the universe and to all universes. So there's a letter that he wrote. What a gorgeous story and beautiful pictorial letter. Like, think of it as like like a stunning scrapbook, in fact, that he put together as an expression of Al Hayy, as an expression of who he is. And that is Madih. How can I then limit myself to bones and skin? And Al Qayyum, oh my God, subhanAllah, this aliveness from which I come from is enough for itself. The self-existing, Al-Qayyum, कायम करने वाला, कायम रखने वाला, और जो कायम रहेगा till the end, from the beginning, and कायम है, जिसकी बाहर कोई dependency नहीं है. So I am the letter of Allah, which is enough for itself. वकफ़ा बिल्लाहि वकीला, अल्लाह आप मेरे लिए enough हो, is a reminder कि मैं अपने लिए enough हूँ. मुझे किसी से, दुनिया के circumstances से कुछ चाहिए हो ही नहीं सकता. Because I am a letter from Al Hayy, I am of Al Hayy, Al Qayyum, and I have all the resources within myself. That's who he is, Al Qayyum. He needs nothing from outside. I am enough. I am enough upon myself. All the resources are within myself. The tree is within myself, and the sap is within myself. My roots are within myself. The stars are within myself. All my resources are within myself. All that I desire comes to me. Everything is right here. बाहर क्या है? बाहर तो बस एक शीशा है. और वो शीशा मुझे कॉन्स्टेंटली दिखा रहा है, वापस अंदर देखो, वापस अंदर देखो. तो हम लोग बाहर, एंड बाहर देखना बरहक है. इस दुनिया में आना, इंसान होना बरहक है. दैट इज अ गिफ्ट फ्रॉम अल्लाह. बट फॉर व्हाट? So that when we constantly be reminded of the beauty that we hold within ourselves. But हम लोग, हमारी आंखें कभी, and for most of us, and I know it's true for me, like the first 40 years of my life, I have lived कि मेरी आंखें have been glued to the mirror of the world. तो वो आंखों को वापस आना जरूरी है अंदर. ये दुनिया ही हमें वापस अंदर लाने के लिए बनी है. There is no other reason for this universe. The entire reason why this universe exists, Al Qayyum, the entire reason why the universe exists, for us to remind ourselves as to who we are, where we come from, किसकी रूह है हमारे अंदर, और हम कितने काफी, हम कितने खूबसूरत हैं, और हमारे अंदर हम चल रही है, और हम भी हमद हैं. आपने क्या ही को जिक्र कर लेना है, हम ही हमद हैं. क्या करेंगे आप? कर लें जितने आपने सजदे करने हैं, बट आपका एक मीनिंगफुल ग्लास में पानी, एक मतलब एक मीनिंगफुल से, मैं क्या, हाउ डू आई इवन यूज दिस वर्ड? If we can have one glass of water our whole life, understanding the karam of Allah upon us, where ye jo pani hai is reaching our parched lips, if we can just have that one glass of water in our whole life, subhanallah, it is kafi for us. But वो हम लोग उसको justice कर नहीं सकते. हम लोग कैसे कैसे वो शुक्र अदा, like we can't even bring it within ourselves to understand what karam it is. How all of these entire multiple components within myself and outside the universe have come together to, for my hand to reach, for this bunny to be here with me. I cannot do that justice, and therefore the moments for this justice to be even like try to invoke the justice will keep happening in my life, and we call that life, but basically those are moments of remember the karam, remember the karam, remember the karam, and you'll never truly be able to remember the karam, but remember the karam. That's the whole idea of life. तो इसमें लाइफ पर्पस क्या है? रिमेंबर द करम, थ्रू पानी, थ्रू पत्ते, थ्रू बच्चे, थ्रू मेरे हाथ, थ्रू आवर सांस, through our heartbeats, just remember the karam. That's the purpose of life, and that of course brings us to al-wajid. And al-wajid, oh my God, the root word is what? To find. And to find is, and oh my God, Sherlock Holmes के बाद सिर्फ अल्लाह ताला है, हाँ. So Al-Wajid is the finder. Oh, I love this name so much. I was lost and then I was found. And what a finder. Subhanallah. Because the finder speaks to the resourcefulness of Allah, in which he finds. No matter which kudiline place we are in, that how, no matter how lost we feel, no matter which train station we're on, and nobody that doesn't even exist in a map, on a map. Al-Wajid, the one who finds us, and the finder of all resources. जहां हमारी बस होती है, वहां से वो शुरू होते हैं. Al-Wajid. He knows the truth of all things. He knows where all the resources are. He knows how to get them to you. He knows who you are. He knows all the resources within you. He knows all the resources जो हमारा रिस्क हमारे लिए लिखा हुआ है. He knows all of that. He knows how to bring it to you. One command, kun fayakun, and it is yours. Stand still. Al-Wajid, let me find you. हम लोग भागते हैं, like हम लोग कह रहे हैं, पकन पकड़ाई. Spend our lives in pakan pakrai. Oh my God. And Al-Wajid is like, I'm right here. Stand still, sit down. Sit down. I have found you. Sit down. I have found you. Now sit down. Let me find the best things for you. Now remain sitting. Let me bring them to you. The finder, the connector of the resourceful, the most ultimate resourceful finder, who will bring to us, who first will find us through all the places we're hiding ourselves in also. No 10 people know the same version of us. They don't. And very few, if we are, I don't know which path we're on, subhanallah, very few times we find one person who knows 7 out of 10 versions of us. But those through are still unfound. He finds them. Al-Wajid. And those are the most secret ones. Al-Wajid, and this Al-Wajid, Al-Wadud bhi wahi hai na, wo jo secret heart wala lover hai. Wahi secret heart wala lover aapka finder bhi hai. Al-Wajid. Al-Wahid. The whole series of Al-Wahid, Al-Ahad, Al-Samad. Subhanallah. And there's Qul Huwallahu Ahad also. Huh? Al-Wahid is, and feel into it, okay? So Al-Wahid is the one. The one to whom everything belongs. The one to whom all power belongs. The one who is it and everything else is divided, but he is the one. So when we find ourselves being divided into hierarchies of power, of a firqa system, of caste system, of corporate power, of corporate hierarchies, of now passport-based hierarchies, where we begin to associate our worthiness with how much power we hold, whatever that power may look like, how much power we have in relationships, how much power we have over our children or our spouses or over our in-laws or over our friends, the power, our association with power, the distorted, if we have a distorted association with power, the power of influence, especially in the world of social media, the power of influence of the word within. Oh my God, aap to bahut wise hain, mujhe bataएं क्या. How when we begin to let that power get to us, and as Allah is my witness, that power will get to us in every aspect of your life, in our life, whether it's humanity or spiritual, whichever title you go by, whichever identity you go by, that power will creep in. And so Al-Wahid, to remember कि वो one, the one. That's it. That's it. बाकी सब उसके सामने वो एहराम पे खड़े हुए, एहराम की स्टेट में खड़े हुए. एहराम इज नॉट कपड़ा. एहराम इज अ स्टेट ऑफ प्योरिटी. वो एहराम उनके सामने वो सब वहां पे हैं. उनके सामने वो सब वही हैं जो सजदे में हैं, और वो हैं उनको एलिवेट करने वाले. Al-Wahid. And then Al-Ahad is the essence of Al-Wahid is Al-Ahad. Al-Wahid is who he is. Al-Ahad is the essence uske andar ka, like it is the, how do I say this? It is again the nothingness from which Al-Wahid arises. So in many instances, Al-Wahid is looked as a affirmation and Al-Ahid as a negation. Nothing, Al-Ahid में से Al-Wahid, जब वो nothing भी वही है और वाहिद भी वही है, तो हम किन चक्रों में पड़े हुए? And As-Samad, oh my God, the one in whom we seek refuge. जब हमें पता चल गया कि हमारे अंदर a distorted concept of power है, which is this nature of being insan. We want to overpower. It's in our nature. The hunter mentality is in our nature. We want to evolve. We want to progress. And we can do it in hiding ways, or we can do it without apology, we can do it under guises, or we can do it openly, but we want power. If we begin to tell ourselves the lie that we don't want it, we want that power of being loved, the power of influencing people. If we lie to ourselves that we don't like it, it's a lie. At all instances, we want power. At all instances, we like to be loved. That the power of being loved is power. We like power. As-samad, in the moment when we realize that we're never ever free from this desire of power, as-samad, seek refuge. One, एक टेंट है उस सहरा में जिसके अंदर जा सकते हो आप. And that is as-samad, the one who is most gracious and most merciful. And so how these three names come together is there is no one outside of him, al-wahid, no one within him, al-ahad, because it is from the nothing also al-wahid arises. And he's in no need of anything. As-samad, in fact, when he is in no need of anything, we are constantly in need of him. We are constantly in need of that tent, of that refuge in that desert, and we cannot pretend that we're not in a desert. We cannot do it. We'll constantly ever be in need of him, and that is as-samad. The one who alone is enough for the believer. Al-Wahid, Al-Ahad, As-Samad. And Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad. What a powerful invocation, right? That's why now you feel the depth of what we are saying when we are saying Surah Ikhlas. Subhanallah. And then Al-Qadir, the one who has Qudra over everything. Again, Qudra is what? Qudra is not fate. Taqdeer is not fate. Taqdeer is the divine design where each moment has an accurate worth attached to it. It has an actual, it's worthy. Each moment is worthy. You deem it worthy or not is up to you. La ilaha illa anta. Subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. Each moment, Qudrat, your every moment design in your life is worthy. Don't fight it. The designer, the supreme designer, the one who has Qudra over all universes, has designed your design, the design of your life. It's worthy, not foretold, predestined. He has designed, estimated a worth to each moment in your life. Why? So that you may remember how worthy you are. And through these moments that he has designed in your life are the easiest moments, no matter how hard they may feel like, are the easiest moments designed for you to remember what you are worth, who you are, where you come from, so that we stop selling ourselves short. Enough. As Al-Qadir, help me remember the magnificence and the absoluteness from which I come from, so that I may be able to assign accurate measure. And this is especially for those of us who are struggling, those of us struggling with self-worth, all of us are struggling with self-worth. I don't know a single person who's not a single human being who's not struggling with self-worth. If you're not struggling with self-worth from a dunyavi point of view, then we're struggling with self-worth from a spiritual point of view. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. Whatever you're doing is worthy, because whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking of doing and not doing, what you're planning on thinking of doing and not doing is still worthy. Your irada of doing something is worthy. Subhanallah. Uske bhi points हैं. और उसके तो बहुत powerful points actually. Intention के तो mind-blowing points हैं. Al-Qadir and Al-Muqtadir, the adjective, the bringer of that worthiness to life. Ya Muqtadir, the adjective, the sovereign over everything. So Al-Qadir, Al-Muqtadir mein, Al-Qadir is the all-powerful, Al-Muqtadir is the all-determiner. And Al-Qadir is, and according to Imam Al-Ghazali, Al-Determiner, Al-Muqtadir is more emphatic because it is the one who determines what will happen, when will happen, how and why will he determine that? because he is Al-Qadir, because he has put from a divine design perspective across all universes, across all time. He has assigned a worthiness. He has measured everything accurately. Everything is accurately in its own place, exactly where it's meant to be, so that this entire design is upheld. And to activate that design is Al-Muqtadir. He is the one who is the enforcer of the Qadr of Allah. Who is the enforcer? The one who has designed everything in accurate measure. हमारा ख्याल है ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. But what we are aware of is one pink cup in a giant universe of it's a cup universe. And we look at one pink cup as हम लोग like ये pink cup यहाँ पे नहीं होना चाहिए. And we don't look at the big, like the cup universe, and we take out that one pink cup, and you see how tick, 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 things begin to fall. The divine balance and the divine design, which is only in the qadr of Allah, which is the qadr of Allah, is what he brings to light through Al-Muqtadir. तो हम लोग किस चीज से लड़ रहे हैं? क्यों हमारे इतने सवाल हैं? ओ अब मेरी मेरी तकदीर और फ्री विल में क्या फर्क है? मतलब of course there is a huge, we have been given the gift of free will within a predetermined universe, with multiple opportunities for us to exercise that free will. But the bigger, वो जो अगर एक bigger circle उन्होंने draw किया हुआ है मदीहा के लिए, वो bigger circle custom designed for Madiha. Within that bigger circle, Madiha has multiple choices to activate multiple moments and multiple opportunities. But वो bigger circle Madiha को की worth को सामने रखते हुए डिजाइन किए. सुबह उसके potential को सामने, उसके soul की चाह को सामने रखते हुए डिजाइन किए. मैं क्यों लड़ूं उससे? वो तो मेरे लिए है. I've never wanted to be the president of the United States, so I'm not. I love trust. It's really as simple. I love traveling, but not through planes, and so I do, and not through planes. Alhamdulillah. Ya Qadir, Ya Muqtadir. Simple. It's designed for me. And Muqtadir, Al-Muqaddim. Oh my God, Muqaddim. It's a footstep. एक जगह जहां पे हम लोग स्टैटिक खड़े हुए हैं और जिंदगी गुजर गई है कि हम लोग वहीं खड़े हुए हैं within ourselves. Al-Muqaddim is a footstep. It's a forward going motion, forward momentum. It takes you forward, moves things forward, brings them to fruition. Muqaddim, simple. Oh, subhanallah, journey of 1,000 miles begins with Al-Muqaddim, a single footstep. That's who he is. Begin Al-Muqaddim. Nahi shuru koi cheez ho rahi hai. Trapped feeling aa rahi hai. Al-Muqaddim, whatever that moment is. And the opposite, of course, is Al-Muakhir, the one who can delay things. But delay things, remember, we've talked about the purpose of the opposing qualities of Allah. It's the same purpose as the bringer of life and the bringer of death, so that life can be brought. It's the same purpose as Ya Muiz, Ya Muzil, the bringer of the elevator and the one who brings you down, so that he can elevate you higher. The purpose of one is to enable the other. He delays things, Al-Mu'akhir, Al-Muqaddam, so that he can propel you forward. It's how you pull back the slingshot. Al-Mu'akhir, so that he can launch the stone into one decisive step forward. And they are meant to be invoked together. Al-Muakhir, Al-Muqaddam. Main apni, in the pulling back of my slingshot, the one in this delay, not after this delay. After this delay, things will happen. Through this delay, through the pulling back of that slingshot, is how the stone will be launched. Is Al-Muqaddam. Al-Muakhir, Al-Muqaddam, Al-Muqaddam, Al-Muakhir. Through it is the launch forward. Al-Awwal, the first of everything and before anything. Before all our hearts, needs and wants and desires and our losses and our failures and our dreams and our aspirations, Al-Awwal. And it reminds us to what? That when we're done with dealing with life, as also we're dealing with life, remember there is a bigger reality outside our life, Al-Awwal. Something bigger that we here to remember as well. Yes, the The beauty of being able to drink water is beautiful, but to be able to see your Allah in that glass of water is our purpose. To be able to remember कि उनका कितना प्यार है कि उन्होंने मुझे ये पानी का ग्लास दिया. That's Allah. The first of everything, al-akhir, the last of everything. All else ends, and He's the one who stands, the one who remains. It really helps us let go of things. Things that we like to hold on to very dearly. Memories हैं या losses हैं या grief है या pain है, हमारी identities हैं, हमारी belief systems हैं. It helps us release those आसान से, because आप एक हाथ में अल-अव्वल है, दूसरे हाथ में अल-आखिर है, बीच में कुछ भी नहीं है भाई. बीच में जो है वो मतलब हाथ आप दोनों के अल-अव्वल अल-आखिर दोनों हाथ भरे हुए. अल-अव्वल खत्म करो तो अल-आखिर शुरू होता है, अल-आखिर शुरू खत्म करो तो अल-अव्वल शुरू होता है. दोनों शुरू हो रहे हैं तो बीच में तो कुछ है ही नहीं. What are we holding on to? शुरू में भी वही है, आखिर में भी वही है, बीच में जो सब कुछ है वो एक इट्स एन इल्यूजन. Whatever is coming must come. अब अल-अव्वल से आया, जो खत्म हो रहा है वो खत्म होने दो, जो आ रहा है उसको आने दो. अल-अव्वल जो खत्म हो रहा है उसको खत्म होने दो. Let it go. Receive and release and receive. Release to receive and release to receive. Can't hold on to things, because there is a beginning and there is an end to everything, to every aspect of our life. And az-zahir, in an obvious way, the one who makes himself manifest through creation. जाहिर उन्होंने कैसे अपने आप को किया है? मेरे थ्रू, मेरी आवाज के थ्रू, मेरी आंखों के थ्रू, मेरे दिल के थ्रू. मेरा दिल जिसको उनसे प्यार, उसके थ्रू उन्होंने अपने आप को जाहिर किया है. इन दरख्तों के थ्रू, फूलों के थ्रू, चिड़ियों की आवाजों के थ्रू, किस तरह उन्होंने अपने आप को जाहिर किया. This universe, I am an eye of Allah. The oceans and everything else, ठीक है, जन्नत उनकी होगी, उनकी जन्नत भी है, उनकी जहन्नम भी है, सब कुछ उनकी है, बट मैं हूँ यार, मैं हूँ. सुभान अल्लाह. I am. I exist. Isn't that enough? Like ठीक है, बाद में देखी जाएगी जन्नत जहन्नम, but like I exist. अज़ाहिर, खूबसूरती से बनाने वाले अज़ाहिर, मुझे बनाने वाले अज़ाहिर. And the one who makes it very obvious, the fact that He exists, the way that He creates, and also in the way that He destroys, subhanallah, and how He gives and how He takes away. Because when we get into wars with Him, which is never going into war with Allah Ta'ala, Allah doesn't care. वो चूंटी से क्यों, चूंटी भी क्या, चूंटी की लाइक, चूंटी के छोटे से पर से उनका what the majesty of Him and us, what. अल्लाह से हमें कभी नहीं लड़ते, हम लोग अपने आप से लड़ते हैं. So every time that we have gone to war with ourselves as insan, how civilizations have been destroyed through our own nafs. So He makes it very obvious as to who He is, what He loves, and how He does not like us hurting ourselves and each other. The same as Zahir is also Al-Batin, the one who makes it very obvious, but subhanallah, that very obvious is still 30% of the batin, which is 70%. It's my own percentages have nothing to do with any percentages. The hidden, the knower of the hidden universe is Al-Batin, है ही सब कुछ अंदर, जो covered है, जो आप touch नहीं कर सकते, see नहीं कर सकते, but you know it, Al-Batin. And so when we invoke Ya Zahir, Ya Al-Batin, Al-Zahir, Al-Batin, who we're invoking is whatever is within ourselves, within our batin, make it manifest for us. It is a powerful invocation for the manifestation of Allah. Whatever is within myself, make it manifest for me. And then whatever has been manifested in my life, which is not in resonance with what is within me, release me from it. Subhanallah. It is an invocation of releasing things that do not serve us anymore, to receive things which are most in resonance with the hidden hearts, the hidden beauty, but the most powerful worthiness of ourselves. And Al-Wali, the one who stands by you. Subhanallah, we've talked about that. इस दुनिया में जहाँ पे वली जो हैं have not been able to be wali to their own families. इस दुनिया में जहाँ पे वो वली नहीं बन पाए, there is one who is Al-Wali, जो आपका वली है. At a time that we have created, फरिश्तों में हमारे वली क्रिएट किए जाते हैं, दुनिया में हमारे वली होते हैं, बट उन सबको बनाने वाला, जब दुनिया के वली हमारे काम नहीं आ सकते, दे एक्टिंग फ्रॉम अ प्लेस ऑफ wounding, there is one who is our friend and the one who is our true protector. Al-Wali is a beautiful protection, is an invocation of protection against what we feel to be lower vibration energy. So अगर evil जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं, he is a caretaker, he'll take care of it. वो आपके वली हैं. And वो वली कौन है? ये Al-Muta'ali, the heightened version of Al-Ali, self-exalted, the elevated version of, like एक वली है, like मुतआली, वो है कौन? जो अर्शों के वली हैं, वो आपके वली हैं, मुतआली. ये कोई दुनिया के वली नहीं है. And then one of my favorite names of Allah, and so not very often, not very familiar name of Allah is Al-Bar. Bar is का जो root word है वो ba ra ra है, हाँ? Which by the way is the same root word as wheat, gandum in Arabic. और gandum करती क्या? It fills you up. And bir is used in Quran for kindness, for righteousness, for this, and the source of bir that fills you up, this benevolence that fills you up is Allah, the source of ihsan, hasana, the one who gives from a place of giving extra, gives just because it feels good about giving, the one who fills us up with bir for no reason but the fact that he is bar. The giving of Allah, the filling of Allah, the way that he fills us up with kindness is bar. And what it enables us to do is to be givers. But givers, not the wounded givers, not those kind of givers who give because then they will get something. The one who give their love, extra, one that they share that, they give that love, the one they give their time, the one they give their attention, the one they give their compassion. They're the different aspects of bir. Ones who fill other people up. Ones who feel filled up and then also fill other people up. अपने मतलब स्टोरेज, वो इस तरह के, वो बिर ये नहीं है कि वो जो गंदम जो है वो शॉर्टेज में थी, अब स्टोर करके बैठ जाओ उसको, उसके ऊपर बैठ जाओ कि अब तो मेरे पास है ना. The one you feel so full that you want to give extra, you're going to give more. Al-Bar is the one who fills you up. And what fills us up in our relationship with Allah, what is spoken of in Quran, what fills us up is the fact that there is the Yawm Qiyamah. There is one day that we will meet our Rabb, who we have not seen. We will see our Rabb. What fills us up with bir is the belief in his angels, things we cannot see, things in the unseen, belief in the unseen. I may not be able to see it, but it's there. The belief in Allah, in the Quran, is bir. The iman that we have within ourselves is bir. It fills us up. The iman and the prophets is bir. And then what it enables us to do, because all of it is the unseen. Allah is the unseen, last day is the unseen, angels is the unseen. Book speaks of our prophets who we have not seen. All of it is in the unseen. What does it enable for us to do? Even when we feel that we don't have a need to give, it enables for us to give it because we understand that in our act of giving, we receive more than we give. We understand the principles of the unseen. We understand that this wealth that we're holding on to right now might feel limited, but we only see 30% of it. There is a 70% of it. And so we need to set this wealth in motion so that we can receive the other aspects of the wealth that we cannot see from the unseen continuously. Our iman fills us up so that we can be people who help fill other people up in whichever way we can. Through our health, through our wealth, through our ilm, through our love, through our time, however we can. Because kami nahi hogi. And then at-tawab, where the root word taba is to return to original, to return to the original form, to return to the fitra. That is taba. Not tauba is not मैं इस्तगफार किया अपने गुनाह से. क्या मतलब है इसका? इसका मतलब है कि मेरी जगह वहां थी और मैं वहां से कितनी दूर आ गई हूँ. So help me return back to my original place. इतना बड़ा ड्रास्टिक, एंड आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ गुनाह, तौबा इज एप्लीकेबल टू ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ गुनाह। तो इतनी बड़ी वो जो गिल्ट और शेम व्हिच इज ऑब्वियसली द वसवसा एज वेल, व्हिच इज द पावर ऑफ वसवसा, आप तो जी तबाह हो गए हो, बर्बाद हो गए हो, व्हाट इज इट? You were in one place, now you're in another. The one place that you were meant to be in, आप वहां से थोड़े से दूर आ गए हो, तो अब अल्लाह ताला मुझे वापस ले जाए वहां पे, आज मैं वापस आना चाहती हूँ। अल्लाह ताला फटाफट फिर हाँ, बाएं खोल खोल के, जो हमेशा उनका काम है, उनका तो कोई और काम ही नहीं हो, बाएं खोल के फिर खड़े हो जाते, आ जाओ आ जाओ फटाफट। The one who returns, returning back to the original place. That's it. And subhanallah, remember the sunnah, the hadith that we've spoken of, when Iblis, after Allah Ta'ala had given him the leeway to be here till the end of time and to lead people astray till the end of time, Iblis has said, as is my promise, as Allah, you are my witness, I will lead them astray till the end of time. Allah Ta'ala says, and I will keep forgiving them till the end of time. He did not even say, अगर वो अल्लाह मतलब अगर हल्का से भी बराबरी यू नो व्हाट आई मीन, लाइक उनको हल्का सा भी होता, वो कहते हैं अच्छा आप उसको स्ट्रे लीड करोगे, मैं उसको सही रास्ता दिखाऊंगा। अल्लाह ताला ने कहा ये तो भूल जाए ना, ये तो सही रास्ता किसे गेम बहुत आगे चली गई है। when they are led astray by you, what has Allah Ta'ala mandated upon himself? When they are led astray by you, I will continue to forgive them till the end of time. That is what Allah Ta'ala has mandated upon himself. That is Tawbah, subhanallah. And Tawbah, of course, as we know, when we feel the sincere desire or non, fake it, dude. फेक इट टिल यू मेक इट। लाइक अगर आपको एक बुरा फीलिंग हो रही है और आपको पता है आपने ये चीज दोबारा भी करनी है, आपको पता है, आपको अपना पता है, अल्लाह को भी आपको पता है, लेकिन उस मोमेंट पे यू जस्ट हैव अ बैड फीलिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ, नॉट अ ग्रेट फीलिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ। व्हाट डू? यू से अस्तगफिरुल्लाह, अल्लाह ताला जी enable me to not to return to this point of wounding, but right now here's a good I can do, whether it's sadqa, whether it's do something good, any act of goodness to replace this feeling of not feeling good. That is tawbah. Even when, especially when you know that you're going to return to it, that's okay. But in that moment, you have immediately replaced what you have done. In that moment, you have neutralized and balanced it, and you have also asked for Allah, Allah Ta'ala, मुझे पता है मैंने यहाँ पे वापस आना है. Please help me. Help me not to come back to this place. And when I do, if I do, help me when I come back to this place. And when I do, if I do, help me again get out of it. Because you don't have a quota on this. And I seem to be a deed person. I seem to be keep coming back from it, but you're Allah and I'm insan. So at every moment, instead of the big, there is the big tawbah. The big tawbah, may Allah Ta'ala enable all of us to receive that. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. But in the everyday moments, or in the moments where we feel, especially when we know we're not going to break that pattern, but in that moment we feel bad about that pattern, do something good. Say, Allah Ta'ala, I'm trying. Say, Allah Ta'ala, help me, and then do something good. Any act of goodness. Bhuke ko khana khilana yaar is an act of goodness. Kisi ko smile karna is an act of goodness. Allah के बारे में प्यार, forget action, subhanallah. Allah के बारे में प्यार से सोचना is goodness. Allah से खूबसूरत तवक्को रखना is goodness. Look at the ease that's been given to us. Subhanallah. And At-Tawwab is the last name of Allah that was revealed. I can't even begin to speak. I'm feeling the magic. The first name of Allah is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The last name of Allah, At-Tawwab. एक पूरा साइकिल आता है, like not in 99 names का वो वाला. I'm saying the last name of Allah ever revealed was At-Tawwab. तो पूरा cyclical एक नेचर है. ar-Rahman या रहीम, मेरे वूम से आए हो, दुनिया में आ गए हो, गन 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 गन, वेल्स वेल्स वेल्स, delusion 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 delusion, वापस आ जाओ. At-Tawwab. और ये एक दफा की जर्नी नहीं है. Big picture life, yes, on a daily basis. रात के वूम से निकले हो, सुबह की रोशनी हुई है, रात के वूम में आप मेरे साथ बैठे थे, हमने कोई गप्पे शप्पे मारी, क्योंकि रात इज नींद जो है इज डेथ, बिकॉज वी लीव आवर बॉडीज, आवर सोल्स ट्रैवल, गो बैक टू अल्लाह. उनका कोई वजह नहीं है यहाँ पे रहने के लिए. Travels across astral dimension depending on the irada of the soul. Allah Ta'ala returns the soul back to the body if it is his will. The soul comes back to the body, और फिर वही जर्नी शुरू हो जाती है. तो हर में या रहमान या रहीम से हर सुबह वापस आ रहे हैं, फिर हम लोग दिन शुरू करें, अत्तबा वापस आ जाओ रात को, वापस आ जाओ अपनी ओरिजिनल जगह के ऊपर. It's a constant, like in the school play yard, there's a mother who's looking at the child like उसने अच्छा हाथा नहला धुला के बच्चे को भेजा है. Every day she does the same routine, takes him to the same playground, stands by as he tangles and tussles and like falls down and goes up slides and fights, is pushed and screamed at and throws tantrums. Every day she takes him back or her back home again. वही routine सुबह फिर वहीं पे playground में. This is life. This is at-tawa. The mother who's constantly waiting on the sidelines at the playground. It's nice. And al-muntaqim, the one, and this is especially for the hardened hearts, the one who inflicts retribution, the one who is most patient, but the one who does justice. Al-muntaqim is a word that has the power to bring about fear if we feel we have been unjust. It has the power to show the mirror to the aggressors within us, where we have pushed the boundaries for our own desires, especially in our relationships, especially in the society, especially with the people that we have power over. And it helps us, al-muntaqim, it helps us restore balance by forgiving ourselves for those moments. It helps us realize, it helps us understand that is one who is the owner of justice. जो इनजस्टिस अगर हो रही है तो उनको उसे वापस करना आता है. अब उसको आप रिवेंज कहो या रीबैलेंसिंग कहो, ये उस सोल पे डिपेंड करता है एंड द हालत ऑफ दैट सोल पे डिपेंड करता है. But it is especially when we have transgressed or we see certain people transgress the limits. एक होता है हदें पार करना, एक होता है ट्रांसग्रेस, तुगयान जिसे कहते हैं, जो फिरौन का एलिमेंट है. तुगयान मतलब जो है इस दुनिया में, they have transgressed beyond all limits. For that, do not lose hope. For that, do not lose hope. Al-muntaqim. And within our own lives also, if we have been in households and relationships with the people who have consistently violated our boundaries and done that without apology, and have, even when they, or if they have left our lives, still have not, there is a great balancer. Subhanallah, ya muntaqim. Aap na lo intaqam. Unko do, to bring it back into balance. But within it, subhanallah, immediately after this, al-afu. Al-afu. Oh my God, al-afu is one of the fuwan tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni, right? From Ramzan ki duas also, Allah Ta'ala has Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of very favorite duas. Al-afu ka kya hai matlab Arabic में? मतलब बेहोश हो जाना. The wind that wipes away footsteps. चलो जी. मतलब जैसे आप सहरा में कभी चले ही नहीं थे. The one who overlooks, moves on, doesn't hold on to you. We hold on to our own guilt. Allah Ta'ala is like, move on. Like he's the most amazing like motivation guide or like the gym trainer there ever was. Seriously, like hum log, we really look for those gym partners or gym trainers or those guides who like keep motivating, keep like egging us on and helping build us on. Al-Wafu, wahi hai. Forget it. Stop it. Move on. Forget it. ले लो. There's no footstep here. अब बताओ यहाँ पे तो कभी आया नहीं था. क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? What are you reminding me of? No, that didn't exist. The one who overlooks the sins, and it's the higher category. Al-Afbu, when we invoke him with this name, is a higher category than Maghfirat. Because Afbu is pretending it didn't happen. And by the way, when we ask for, oh Allah Ta'ala, and it's like one of those intense duas, कि Allah Ta'ala हमारा हिसाब आसान हो, उसका आसान हिसाब बताऊं क्या होता है? हिसाब ना लेना हमारा. What is आसान हिसाब? हिसाब अगर शुरू हो गया तो भाई वो आसान नहीं होगा. We know that. तो हिसाब तो करें ना. That is अफू. Because we afuna waghfir lana warhamna anta maulana fansurna lal qawmil kafirin. The last two ayah of Surah Baqarah. Waghfir lana, forgive me for the sins that you have recognized, and warhamna, have mercy. Ah, so look at the heaviness, the pregnancy of these words. It's like a full womb. Afuna waghfir lana warhamna. You feel into the energy of these words? A mother, like an 8-month pregnant mother, it's that kind of fullness of mercy. 9 months, subhanallah, afuna. Send the wind that wipes away my footsteps in Arabic. And with that is ar-rauf, subhanallah, the sound code, the gentleness, the kindness. It is the delicacy, the vibration of al-rauf. Ya rauf is the butterfly wing with no hardship attached to it. Its connection is with Rahim. It is a butterfly wing of Raham that travels beyond all the boundaries of our ego, all the wounds of our ego, the deepest wounds of narcissism. It travels through it without upsetting anything, with no hardship. It travels down into the bottom of our heart and connects with the original gentleness of us, the feather-like Raham gentleness of us, jahan se hum aaye hain, in the bir part of us, in the root part of us, in the root gentleness of us. Ar-Rauf connects with that, gently connects with that. And the manifestation of that may be like हमें पहली दफा एक full सांस आता है. I didn't even realize we mostly we don't even realize कि हम लोग सांस भी सही तरह पूरा दिन गुजर गया है और हमने सही तरह सांस नहीं लिया. ऐसे हम लोग surface just like we're just breathing to stay alive, to get through it. Ar-Rauf, जब हमें एक पहली दफा एक पूरा सांस आता है, you like when you receive the fullness of that sans, and every subhanallah and every cell of your body is a rauf. The gentleness with no hardship. एक feather, butterfly wing feather की तरह travel करती है ये वाली रहमत. कौन से वो dungeons होंगे, कौन से वो jail cells होंगे, कौन सी वो सुलाखें होंगी जिनके थ्रू ऐसे gentle हवा की तरह, ठंडी हवा की butterfly wing की तरह वो travel करती है. The highest level of Rahma and Rahim is Ya Rauf. Because Rahman, Rahim has a fullness to it. Rauf has a weightlessness to it. हवाएं कुछ भी हर सख्ती के अंदर में से गुजर सकती है Ar-Rauf. And of course then Malikul Mulk. Because depth से अल्लाह ताला का ये काम है. अल्लाह ताला, he has his way of like holding us in awe and in wonder at all times. He does it, he loves doing it. पूरा हम लोग अभी नीचे किसी ठंडी हवा के एक दाने के साथ बैठे थे और साथ ही उन्होंने ऐसे यांग किया बैक टू द यूनिवर्सेस हमें. अल मालिकुल मुल्क, मास्टर ऑफ ऑल किंगडम्स, मालिक उमैन का, मालिक उमैन का. एंड व्हाट अ मालिक. उससे पहले क्या नाम है? अर्रऊफ. व्हाट अ मालिक. सुभान अल्लाह, व्हाट अ मालिक. No wonder we find ourselves in the beginning of time, because हमें पता है कि हमारे मालिक कौन है. No wonder जब हमारे पावर स्ट्रक्चर डिस्टॉर्ट होते हैं, हमारे अंदर की कोई चीज हिलती है. No wonder जब हमारे माँ बाप की पावर स्ट्रक्चर डिस्टॉर्ट होते हैं, या जब हमें रिसीव होती है फ्रॉम एग्जिबिटर्स ऑफ पावर, जब हमें हार्डनेस रिसीव होती है, हमारे अंदर एक रिबेलियन जागती है कि ये मलकियत नहीं है, एंड आई डोंट वांट टू बी ओन्ड, बिकॉज ये मलकियत वाकई नहीं है, बिकॉज हमारे मालिक कोई और है. The freedom that we're looking for can only be found in being a slave to your Malik. There's no other freedom that we can find. There's no other kind of freedom that exists. है ही नहीं कोई और freedom. उसी सजदे में है सारी freedom. बस खत्म. क्यों? और वो हैं कौन? जुल जलाले वाले इकराम, the most perfect balancer, subhanallah, of the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy. Zul Jalal, action, Jalal with generosity, glory with karam. They both are action words. Zul Jalali wal Ikram. Show me the majesty of you, the Jalal of you with gentleness. The divine masculine and the divine feminine energy in perfect balance. And what does it enable for us to do? Balance. Balance. so that we don't pull too much in the magnificence of doing, in the illusion of prestige and status and receiving adoration. Do it with the generosity of our heart. Remain rooted, remain rooted, remain balanced. Zul Jalale wal Ikram. There is a beautiful balance at play within ourselves, because who is Baki, everything else comes. Kya karna hai? Kya ye jinko Jalal, Zul Jalale wal Ikram, that balance only is because that balance is the only one that remains Baki. Baki sab khatam ho jata hai. There is only one who remains Baki, which is Zul Jalali wal Ikram. So every time we want to overreach, overdo, overcreate, overprove, Zul Jalali wal Ikram, slow down. कहाँ जा रहे हो? Where are you going? क्या कर रहे हो? क्या चाहिए? क्या हो गया? All of this is temporary. Al-Muqsit comes from Kasata. Subhanallah. See, Zul Jalali wal Ikram. Al-Muqsit, a weighing balance, the one who maintains our harmony, is equitable, not just maintains harmony as a balancer in scales, but जितना जिसको चाहिए है in the divine design, वो उतना उसको मिलता है. कोई किसी का हक नहीं छीन सकता, और अगर छीन रहा है तो वो भी बैलेंस में नहीं रहेगा. Everything is in a perfect balance, and when we try to upset that balance, we self-destruct. Al-Muqsit, Ya Allah, when I am upsetting the balance, when I am out of balance within myself, when I am out of balance through my vibration of judgment, feeling of superiority, feeling of putting people down, feeling of assigning them a place in heaven or hell because I think I'm Allah, when I'm not being able to do right in my relationships, when when I'm asking for my rights without doing my responsibility, in all of those moments, Al-Muqsit, bring back the weighing balance, Ya Allah. Bring it back up. Help me divide my time, life work balance. Help me divide my time. Do it equitably in a way that's beneficial to me. Al Jami, the one who gathers Juma. Subhanallah. Juma Mubarak. And Juma is also the day of gathering. जो कुछ भी बिखरे हुए पीसेस हैं हमारी जिंदगी में, जिसकी हमें हिकमत नहीं है, नहीं समझ में आती कि ये क्यों हुआ या क्यों हो रहा है, दुनिया में ये चीजें क्यों हो रही हैं, ये क्या टूटी फूटी बिखरी हुई pieces हैं of this puzzle. Well, this puzzle comes together. Al-Jami, the one who gathers, the one who unites. And we don't have to wait for Qiyamah to wait for this puzzle to come together, because once we give our faith, give our understanding to the fact there's one who is the gatherer, the one who will bring it all together, the one who always does, then it doesn't matter whether we know it or not. Doesn't matter whether we understand it or not. वो उनका काम है, हमारा काम नहीं. यहाँ है बिखरी हुई चीजें मेरी जिंदगी में, तो बिखरी रहने दो. मुझे इसकी फुल पिक्चर नहीं नजर में आ रही. या अल्लाह, या जामे, show me, bring all these disparate pieces back together. Show me. Al-Ghani, which is the opposite of poverty, of Fukr. Hazrat Musa की दुआ. La Rabbini liman zalta layya min khairun faqir, the one who is always in need of you. ये मेरा प्याला है, इसको भर. और ये प्याला मैं नीचे नहीं कर सकती क्योंकि मैं फकीर हूँ. It's not a nighttime fakir or a daytime fakir. I am a fakir to your raham. So Ya Ghani, Ya Allah, make your rahmat upon me, your giving upon me, sufficient on me. Al-Ghani and Al-Mughni, the one who gives you in a way that you most need it, not what we want, but what you most need. We hear that when we ask Allah for something, when we ask the creator of the universe for something, we don't get what we want, we get what we need. Ya Ghani, Ya Mughni helps us bring our awareness to the fact that हमारी अगर desires हमारे पास नहीं हैं, तो वो हमें उनकी जरूरत नहीं है. और जिस चीजों की जरूरत है वो हमारे पास है. This intense depth of gratitude and awareness of abundance that we already have within ourselves. Ya Ghani, Ya Mughni. And then Al-Mani, the one who holds back. The opposite of giving. But subhanallah, Almani also means what? To protect, to stop one thing from harming another. Subhanallah, it is used to describe the defense of a house, a fortified fortress against an enemy. Alhamdulillah for that, for the thing that you have not given to me. Alhamdulillah for the things that you have, for the dua that you have not accepted, because Ayamani, and this is Al-Ghani, Al-Mani, it helps us bring our awareness to the fact that in his not giving is his raham upon me. Because Al-Mani is the one who holds back because it is not of benefit to us, because it was going to harm us. Al-Dhar, subhanallah, the balancer. Uska usual translation kya hoti hai? The harmer. No, the balancer. The one who harmonizes things out of balance back into balance, who facilitates when a test comes to us. Al-Dhar, when any test comes to us, it is a means for us to receive things that we could not even have imagined. Either that, or because it's either come to elevate our station, or it has helped us to release things which are not serving us anymore. We may look at it as loss, but that thing that's going away is not serving us anymore. So Ya Allah, Ya Dhar, the balancer. Because uske fauran saath aata hai Ya Nafe, the one who gives to our advantage, doesn't give because we ask. He gives what is of benefit to us, you see. He doesn't give just for the sake of giving. He gives things which serve us, takes away things which do not serve us. The balancer, Al-Dhar, and An-Nur, the light of Hidayat, the light that helps us see through the darknesses of our hearts and of our life and of our desires, of our pasts and of our futures that do not exist. It is that piercing light that lights up the darkest of times. Ya Nur, Al-Hadi, the one who guides you continuously. Khali light nahi hai. ये नहीं है कि एक अंधेरा कमरा था रोशन हो गया. So what? No. Al-Hadi, the one who guides you with that light, the one who shows you the path illuminated for you, the one who not just shows you the path, Al-Hadi, the one who guides, आपका हाथ पकड़ के आपके साथ चलते हैं. Not just the one who just holds your hand and walks with you. No, the one who Al-Hadi, the one who guides, आपसे एक step आगे चलते हैं. कोई एक कदम नहीं है कि आप लो. The footstep that we take will be in the footstep that your Allah has taken first for you. Not a single path that we walk upon is unverified and unwalked upon by Allah. Subhanallah, the visual manifestation of it is कि एक अल्लाह है जो हमसे एक कदम आगे चल रहे हैं, मेरा हाथ पकड़ा है, मैं छोटी सी बच्ची हूँ, उनका जायंट फुटस्टेप पहले पड़ा है उस पाथ पे, फिर मैंने उस फुटस्टेप के अंदर अपना फुट रखा है. मैंने वो कोई फुट रखना ही नहीं है जो पहले उस पर अल्लाह ताला का फुट स्टेप ना पड़ा हुआ हो. दैट इज अल-हादी. तो मैं उन पाथ्स पे मैं जा ही नहीं सकती जिस पाथ पे वो वॉक नहीं करते हैं. सुभान अल्लाह. क्योंकि मैंने तो कह दिया कि मैंने कोई कदम ही नहीं लेना जिस कदम पे आपका फुट स्टेप पहले ना पड़ा हो. एज मच एज आई कैन. और जब मैं लेती हूँ अल्लाह ताला फटाफट मुझे वापस खींच लेते हैं. नहीं नहीं, गलत जा रही हो. छोटे से मुझे कोई इंटरेस्टिंग साइड पे एक छोटा सा मशरूम नजर आया है, मुझे सुपर पॉइजनस बट इट लुक्स सो प्रिटी. आई वॉन्ट टू, हालांकि उनका हाथ पकड़ा हुआ तो नहीं, बच्चे खींचते हैं शॉपिंग सेंटर्स में. ओ जस्ट 1 सेकेंड, थोड़ा सा मैं डिटूर लेती हूँ, वहां पे जाके मतलब वापस आके हैं बेटा पॉइजनस है, बट इट्स सो प्रीटी. नो पॉइजन. Al-Hadi is that, and Al-Badi, the one who originates with innovation every time. Like every time we feel that we have hit a dead end. Of course, Al-Badi, the one who originates with innovation every time, is the big picture Al-Badi, but also in our everyday life. Every time we feel that we run out of option, every time we feel we've hit a dead end, wait for it. Wait for it. And it not just a same situation in a new way, a completely new situation. What on earth? What is a marketeer doing quantum traveling? Frankly, what on earth is even happening? Right? एक जगह jingles दिख रहे थे और एक जगह जो है वो अब मतलब क्या हो रही है? Every time we hit a dead end, he is the one who will activate a whole new path for you, one that you could not even perceive before. He originates. वो rehash नहीं करते. Not one of those designers, the original one. Al-Baqi, जब सारे पार्ट्स उन्होंने आपको दिखा दिए, आपको तसल्ली भी हो गई, आपने वो वॉक भी कर लिए, कुछ आपको अच्छे लगे, कुछ आपको गिले हुए, कुछ शिकवे है, किस कुछ पे आपने शुक्र किया, फिर क्या हुआ, आप फना हो गए। बाकी वो सब कर लो आपने, आखिर में रहना किसने है? वो सब कुछ वैसे ही खत्म हो जाना है, और वैसे ही डस्ट के पार्ट्स है। we feel very strongly about them. It's beautiful because it's barhak as well. But hey, there is one, only one who remains baki. All else is fani. And the only thing that remains baki with him, not those paths that we traveled, not those places that we occupied, not the relationships, no, but what we chose to do on those paths, in those relationships, in those moments, our amal. None of the structures remain baki except for what we chose to do them with them. अल्लाह ताला ये नहीं कहेंगे कि मैंने आपको 100 रुपए दिए थे, क्या ख्याल है उसके बारे में? नहीं, अल्लाह ताला मैंने आपको ये दिया था, आपने उसका क्या किया? Yeah, when I sent you this dis-ease, what choice did you make in it? That you will pull yourself more away from me, or that you will come running to me and say, Allah Ta'ala, help me, Allah Ta'ala, mujhe bacha lo. What choice did you make? That's the only thing that remains baki. Because who is he? Al-Waris. We don't have anything. क्या विरासत है हमारी? Nothing. The only one who inherits everything. हमारे पास क्या है? It's a loan. We are not वारिस. ये जो जायदाद है जिनके लिए हम लोग अपने माँ बाप को घरों से उठा के बाहर फेंका हुआ है, अपने बच्चों को हम लोग, बच्चों को हमसे दूर अपने आप को किया हुआ है. We mistrust our children for these जायदाद and for the status and for power. We refuse to let go. We refuse to let go our control to our children as fathers or as mothers. And then, of course, the bigger picture of it being played out in the world as the leaders of our government. कौन है ये सारे? सबको lend की हुई हैं चीजें. There's only one varis. It's either a loan to us, a gift to us. Use it while we're here, and it's done. A Rashid. To do right by whatever you have been given, whatever we have been given as a loan, to be able to do right by that. A Rashid, the one who steers you in the right direction. Rushd makes things clear to you, so that we don't act from the place of veils. And wo hai kaun? As-sabur. And somebody asked me, patience का मतलब क्या होता है? Patience क्या मतलब? Static होती है? Is there no action in patience? You know what the root word, what the essence of patience is? That root word, the essence of patience starts with the word act. So the essence of patience is the one who acts in divine timing with perfect alignment. Sabur is not stationary. Sabur is the one who is waiting for the perfect divine alignment to be able to act. And as Allah is our witness, Allah is a sabur upon us, for us, waits patiently for us to return. हर बात पे वो अपनी खुदाई नहीं ले आते हैं, हर बात पे वो जन्नत और जहन्नम नहीं ले आते हैं, वो इंतजार करते हैं अब आएगी, अब आएगी. हर बात पे वो कयामत नहीं लेकर आए हैं, हर बात पे उन्होंने सिविलाइजेशंस नहीं डिस्ट्रॉय किए हैं, मोहलत दी है कि अब, कि अब, कि अब, कि अब. He has controlled himself. A sabur, the one who has held back from us what he could have done, so that we can continue to strive to do right by ourselves, so that we can continue to strive to do good. The one who does not hold us accountable until the very end. The one who does not, a sabur, the one who will not judge us, who will not hold us accountable, because he's waiting for us to return to him again and again and again. He's infinitely patient with us. And so when we invoke Ya Sabur, what we are saying is, Allah, do not let me be of the ones who hasten to things, who act in haste, who speak in haste, who retaliate in haste, who cannot stop themselves, who cannot restrain themselves. ये देखा और उसके बाद झपटा मार दिया. who scratch and claw, do not allow me to stand here in alignment until who acts, right? Until it is time for me to act in perfect alignment, in perfect divine timing. In the essence of a sabur is action, but aligned action in divine timing. Subhanallah. And Ya Allah, make us all to be the ones who are sabir with shukr, and remind us how sabir you are upon us through your raham. Ameen, Allahumma ameen.